Welcome to Comic Shop Team Up. I'm your host, Anthony Desiato, joined, as always, by the owner of Fat Moose Comics in Whippany, New Jersey, Shawn Hendricks. Shawn, where are you, buddy?
Hey, what's going on? He couldn't make it there, so I'm gonna take over for a minute. For those who don't know, I can't find a camera. Where?
I,
I'm
I,
as bad at this as he is. Hey, it's Sharky! Yay!
Sharky,
What's going on, man?
are you the newest recruit at Fat Moose Comics? Is Shawn putting you to work? What's the deal there?
I've been here. I'm really the brains behind the operation. He's a bit stupid, but ever since that Jaws movie, people are afraid of sharks. So I keep a low profile. I show up in the videos now and then just to bump the hit meter. People don't want to look at him.
Do the
I'm still
videos
having
with
a hard time here.
do the videos with you get higher views than the videos with just Shawn?
Well, they oughta. I mean, it's me. It's Sharky.
That's true. I mean, when I see you pop up on those things, I'm much likelier to actually watch the whole way through than if I see it's just Shawn. So I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm hoping this will probably be our highest rated episode because I'll use.
Yay!
Listen, I'm going to use this as the thumbnail, so people are gonna see this, and there's no way they're gonna be able to scroll past it.
Look at me. I'm Sharky. Yeah,
Good to see
Sean's
you, Sharky.
he's gone. He went out west to save the spotted owl or something.
Right on.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully,
Totally true.
hopefully Shawn will make it back because we actually have to.
Sharky!
Oh, there he is.
Wait, hold on. What? Jesus. Sorry, man. He locked me in the bathroom.
Oh my
He
goodness.
locked me in the bathroom. I went in to, do
Other way.
the business.
Other way.
I know. I'm as bad as
There
the
we
shark
go.
at this. There we go. Hold on. There we go. Holy crap. You know what?
There he is.
It's a good thing this is our penultimate episode because I'm just getting worse and worse at this.
It is. This is our penultimate episode, and I know people are like, "What?" I know they must
I
be
know.
devastated. But so we decided to wrap up our little YouTube series here with episode 12, which will be our next episode. So this is our second to last. And it's really just a function. You and I both have a lot going on. This has been a lot of fun.
I got nothing.
The door is always open for a return run, and you and I have other podcast plans in store, which I actually want to talk about in this episode.
Oh, okay.
But ultimately, I think did I freeze there for a second?
Just for a sec. I think
Just
we're
for a
doing all
second.
right.
All right, good. It's a good thing we're at the penultimate episode. But you and I have a lot of stuff going on, and I thought that this would work best as a spring series. So we'll be ending right as spring turns into summer, and I couldn't be happier with or prouder of these episodes they've been so much fun, and it seems like people
Until
got a kick out
this
of them.
one with the shark puppet.
In case anyone doesn't know, we don't plan this stuff ahead of time. Like, I would never have okayed that, but Shawn just does it in the moment.
You know what's
all right.
funny? I had considered asking your permission, and then I kind of figured you'd be like, yeah, you know what, shark puppet might be a little too. So I did it anyway.
I did it anyway, and I rolled with it. It's all good.
I appreciate that. I really expect you to be like, we are deleting this. Will never see the light of day. Please stop acting like a child. So.
No, not at all. And actually, so we have our finale of Comic Shop Team Up in 1 week, but actually, one day after this episode, you are going to appear on the 100th episode of My Comic Shop History.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
which entails what? Is that going to be a video?
It will be video and audio. Yep.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And
I'll do my hair. It'll be good.
Well, we're going to record that in a few minutes as soon as we're done with this. So don't worry about it.
Don't ruin it. See? And you used to get mad at me for doing that.
Well, that's why I stopped trying to create the illusion, because you would always shatter it. So I figured,
it was fun for me. What am I going to do?
But as I was alluding to, and, as much as this is probably more of an off-mic conversation, I think we could have it as part of this episode. You and I have been talking about a little podcast project, a little run of My Comic Shop History, my main podcast, or my longest running podcast, to do next year. We've been talking about it. We've hinted at it in other episodes of this, I believe, but we can kind of hash it out a little bit here. Ride Along is the working title of this. And the idea is that I'm going to spend a number of days working for/with you at Fat Moose Comics, and then we'll podcast about it. Yes. Well,
No, and we've talked about it. And I said, look, I'm only going to let you, or have you do the fun stuff. I'm not going to be
Well,
like,
no.
oh, Anthony, good. I'm glad I got you here. Go clean the bathroom. Like, no,
So,
I would,
like cleaning
to
the
quote
bathroom.
Steve Odo would never ask you to do something he wouldn't do himself. And I haven't cleaned that bathroom in months. So I quite obviously wouldn't ask anybody else to do it.
Cleaning the bathroom, honestly, is probably the one thing that I would be like, listen, I'm not doing. But other
Did you
than
guys
that,
have a bathroom at AR?
yeah, it was, employees only, but yeah, we did.
Oh,
And
okay.
but Steve always cleaned it himself. Except one time we had an intern, and and the intern cleaned it. We talked about this on my comic shop history, but this was one of our classic stories in AR lore, because this poor kid had the door closed and was using all of those cleaning products. And I mean, when he
Oh,
came out, I think he was like a little out of it, and we were like, well, you got to get some air. We felt terrible.
that happened to me months ago. My bathtub downstairs, it just always had this little patina of dirt that I couldn't clean. So I went on YouTube, where you can learn to do anything, apparently. And this woman recommended this toilet cleaning product, but it's really good on the tub. So I bought it. I went down the whole tub, and you're supposed to let it sit. The thing is, my bathroom doesn't have windows. It's got the exhaust fan thing, but no windows. So I went in there and I'm scrubbing and everything, and I come out and I'm just like dizzy and my eyes are watering. And Nicole's in the living room, her eyes are watering. She's like, "What are you doing in there?" I was like, "Oh, I'm making bathtub gin." But it definitely like, and even that didn't get the tub as clean as I had wanted. Nicole, since then, being the much smarter one of the two of us, found a way to get it clean. I came home, she's like, "Look at the tub. That's how it's supposed to look." I was like, "Oh, look at that. It's white. We have a white bathtub." But yeah, it was the same situation. And that's happened to me too in the past with painting. If you use like heavy duty paints in an unventilated room, you come out forgetting how to do long division. Yeah, yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, you and our AR intern, So, but short of that, I'm game, to. And honestly, like I said this to you before, I mean, it's been so long for all the time that I spent in comic shops interviewing retailers. I haven't done the work of a comic shop retailer in a long time. So, I mean, I'm envisioning a 6-episode event series under my
Okay,
comic shop history in 2022. And I mean, at a minimum, I feel like I need to work with you on a Tuesday when you get
absolutely.
your. Wait, you get all your books on Tuesday now, right?
Well, no, my DC stuff comes through Lunar,
Right.
and those show up usually Wednesday or Thursday.
Oh,
The
wait,
problem with
really?
those now, yeah, I mean they don't go
Oh.
on sale until the following Tuesday,
Oh, so
but
you
they
get
show up
them that.
early.
Oh, you get them that
Yeah,
early. Wow.
the good thing about it is I get them early. So if Justin's here, I can have him at the register, and I set up the folding tables in the back room, and I can get everything counted in and all that. And then Sunday evening, I do all the pulls, and I put the product out at the end of the day because I'm closed Monday, and then Tuesday when I open, the DC stuff's ready to sell.
Hmm.
The problem is the DC stuff I pay for online. It's not COD like my diamond delivery. And my newer UPS guys, my regular guy is awesome. He's retiring. The new guys, one guy, one day I came in and it's just sitting out back, just a $700 worth of comics sitting outside. Then a week later, a different guy came in, comes up the stairs, drops the box, and walks out. I'm like, all right, that was a little rude, but at least my stuff's here. Last week, a customer comes in and goes, "Hey, man, you got some boxes outside?" So since it's not COD, they don't need a money order. They've just been dropping it at random. So I'm afraid, it's terrible to think that all I need is somebody to walk by and be like, "Oh, look, I wonder what's in that box," and just abscond with my books. And then how
Especially
do I
now that you've
prove?
talked about it on YouTube and people know that there might be books sitting out
Oh,
there.
Jesus. Oh, man. Hoisted on my own petard. Okay. Well, shit. Shit. Oh, so the ride along. Yes, you would
Yeah.
absolutely have to do a Tuesday
Yeah.
to open those diamond boxes, count everything out, do the polls. We have Comic Suite, and it makes it super easy, barely an inconvenience to do the polls. I'm co-opting that from cinemas, and not cinemas, whatever. So yeah, a Tuesday, and then obviously a Wednesday to see all the regulars and deal with all that. And most of my customers, they're familiar with you and your work and our work together and your movies. I think it would be, I wouldn't tell anybody that were going to be here. I would just like to see their little faces light up when they see Desi Westside behind the counter.
That's very nice. I think you might be overestimating how excited they're going to be, but
There's going to be fainting. There's going to be mobs. Yeah, it's going to be nuts. I'm going to have to hire security for that. But wait,
I'm,
at AR,
yeah.
how did you ring up purchases? It was just a standard old school register, or yeah,
Yeah. We did not have a scanner. So it was an old school, and we didn't have any comic suite or any point of sale system. So it was, basically what we would do, someone would come up with their stack of books, various approaches, but I think most of us fell into the category of, especially when it was a big stack of books, we would put them in price order, which took a little time to sort them, but it ultimately, I think it saved time in the long run. So, we would order them by, $2.99, $3.99 and so on, and then just ring them up. So, 4 at $2.99, and then that was it. Yeah. So it was all manual.
My scanner stopped working a while ago, back when Matt still had the store. And I thought it was because he would bash it against the counter when it didn't work. So I bought a new scanner early on, but it'll scan the books, but the computer won't read it, because it was so handy to have that point of sale system with the scanner. It's fast, and a customer, because if it's a regular, I'll ring them up under their profile, their dashboard as it is. And so a customer could come in and be like, did I buy, X-Men number 12? And I could look it up and tell you, yes, you bought it on this date, But with the scanner not work, I need like a 14-year-old to come in and fix this, because I don't know how any of this stuff works. I'm old enough where it's like showing a card trick to a dog. You're just confusing the dog. So I need somebody who knows how to do this to come in.
Yeah.
I have a scanner. It just doesn't work. So what I do, I've got my handy. There we go. My Casio.
Calculator. All right.
So I'll just ring everything up on there and then put it in the computer thusly. But the computer is still good for doing discounts or gift cards. And, it's a very handy system. And I think, Scott bought it in 2014 when he took over the store. With everything it can do, I think we probably have tapped into maybe 30% of what it's actually capable of. We're like, this is good enough. It does what we need. I really should sit down and figure out, But I can figure out my sales tax and everything when it's time to do quarterly taxes. It's pretty handy.
And you don't have to do cycle sheet counts, right? You don't have to count every book on the wall every week.
I should, since the scanner doesn't work.
Well, right, but in theory, right, when that works, you
no. Oh my God, I used to do that for Pat at Pegasus back in the 90s. Hated it. He's like, here you go. I'm like, ah. And so I don't do it. I should do it. There's a great many things I do. I'm on a retailer page on Facebook, and it's only for people who own comic shops, or at the very least manage them. And these people are so meticulous, and with the shipping rate and the weight of this and this discount and that and my stock of this, I'm over here like I don't know. I'm just day to day. I'm like, I said to Nicole just the other day, I'm like, it'd be really nice if I knew what the hell I was doing. She goes, well, you may not know what the hell you're doing, but you've been doing it for a year and a half, and you've been doing it fairly successfully. So just keep doing what you're doing, because I get caught up in the people who are actually very good at this.
Yeah, but
discussing margins and numbers and profit loss situations, and I'm just like, I don't know how any of that works.
No, I understand. I don't know though. I feel like more often than not, it's like, you often have this impression of people that they know what they're doing, and then like if you were actually to talk to them in person, not on the forum, you'd find that they're going through a lot of the same stuff. So, don't sell yourself short, and don't get caught up in the comparison, because I think that's
that's something I've learned, honestly. I don't know how much time we have left. I know we're trying to keep these tight, but I have tried, and sometimes it works, sometimes to make peace with the fact that this store is my store. It's going to be what I make of it. I can't be like, oh, this store is doing that, or this store is doing a store exclusive cover, this store is doing this signing. Torpedo Comics just had Frank Cho do a signing. And, I'm sure huge turnout, and I'm sure he commands a hefty fee. They put him up in this hotel. He put up a picture of like, oh, I'm on the top floor of this hotel overlooking Vegas. I'm like, oh, man, I can't do that. And I have to just accept that. I'm not there. I may never get there. But
wait, I don't mean to cut you off, but Torpedo is not
I know.
They're in their own. Yeah. Like they're in their own category. I mean, I don't know. It's like that's really its own thing.
All right, so smaller. Even looking at a store like Zap.
Right. Okay.
I look at what they do. I'm like, oh man, but I can't. I have to understand that what they do very well. I was at Expired Robot yesterday, or, well, 3 weeks ago, and breaking the illusion. And the way he runs his store is great, and that's what works for his store. But he's got a very different clientele. He's in a very different location, and he carries similar stuff, but he also does a lot of gaming things and variants and stuff. And I just, as much as I look at that and go, oh man, if I could only, and then I got to realize, no, what I am doing seems to be working. Just keep doing that. And as that grows, maybe I will be able to do a store exclusive cover or get a big name signing, or, we'll get Mark Wade in here. You make a call. You can make that call, right?
I don't know that I have that much pull,
I know, I'm just kidding. But the point being is, yeah, you can't, it's the keeping up with the Joneses thing. Like, oh, this store's doing that and this one's doing that. But a lot of the things that other stores do, I'm not interested in. As far as like we've talked about, I don't carry any gaming stuff because I'm not familiar with it. I'm not enthusiastic about it. Highlander Games, which is 8 minutes away from here, handles that. So hence I don't carry gaming things, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah. So, and you also don't know what other stores, what overhead they have and staff. I mean, like, there's other things that, might be at play that you wouldn't even necessarily be aware of. So.
I can guarantee I probably have the lowest rent in northern New Jersey.
Yeah, they see. There you go.
Which is great. I love it. I love my landlord. He's cool.
Right on. All right. So listen, folks, tomorrow, make sure you tune in to the 100th episode of My Comic Shop History. Shawn will be one of our featured guests for the 100th episode spectacular. You can watch on YouTube or listen to My Comic Shop History on your podcast platform of choice. And then Shawn and I will be back here on YouTube 1 week from today for the finale of Comic Shop Team Up. Don't call on a Wednesday.